Director of Student Affairs for the Faculty of Communication, Art, and Technology at Simon Fraser University.
Do you want to?
I'm Sue Carr. I'm admissions counselor, Pacific Northwest College of Art.
My name is Angie Skates. I'm Senior Outreach Specialist at New York Film Academy College of Film, Media, and Performing Arts.
And I'm Sharon Starling. I'm the Director of Admission for Cornish College of the Arts, which is right here in Seattle. And I think I'm first up for the short overview of the program. So I can take the next slide. Cornish is right here in Seattle, Washington. We're over 100 years old, and actually we predate every artistic organization in the region except for the symphony. So if you think of the wealth of artistic organizations that we have, Cornish has been a part of launching all of those. And we are exclusively visual and performing art majors, much like these other programs here tonight, that there's no school of business or school of engineering. It's all art all the time. We offer a degree called the Bachelor of Fine Arts, a BFA, or Bachelor of Music. And when you see those letters, it's telling you that it's a very concentrated program. So BFAs are about 75% studio work, about 25% academic work. And we start the studio work in the first year and we spread the academic work out over the whole 4 years. Application requirements, we have an online application. We're also on the Common App. We need academic transcripts. We need personal statement. Our letters of recommendation are optional, and the test scores are so optional we don't even put it on the list. And then part 2 is an audition or a portfolio review, and that is, oftentimes the biggest obstacle for students. They really feel anxious about that part of the process. And I think we have, throughout this evening tonight, some tips and ideas of how to make it more accessible for you. It is really about making a good match between program and student. It's not always about judging you and saying what you're making is good versus bad. It's about finding the right fit and finding students that have this creative practice that are really excited about what they're making. We got some deadlines. December 1's the early action, February 15th is the regular decision. Art school students oftentimes don't think about this until February 16th. So we also are on rolling admission and we take applications after that deadline. And then this is how you can stay in touch with us. We have Henny, the Cornish game pen. That's our chat bot, as well as our mascot. We've got email, text, and you can call us. Our admission counselors are assigned by discipline versus geography or type of application. So if you apply to film, you're getting a filmmaker who is your admission counselor. If you're applying to dance, you get a dancer who's an admission counselor. And they're really your advocate in the process and helping you put your best foot forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. So New York Film Academy, we are a college of film, media, and performing arts. We have been around since 1992. Our founder was a Hollywood producer, and when he started the programs, we started with short-term workshops, but he wanted to give students an opportunity to actually create films while still in school. So that is how we started. Next slide, please. We have 3 different domestic locations. Our campus started in New York City, of course. We are in Battery Park, the southernmost tip of Manhattan. We have about 500 students that study on campus with us there. Our Los Angeles campus is in Burbank, right in between Universal Studios and Warner Brothers, and that's the middle photo. We have about 2,000 students that study with us on campus there. It's our biggest campus. And then we have a campus in South Beach, Miami. We've been there for about 10 years, and we have about 300 students that study with us on campus there. We have an incredibly diverse student population with students that come from all over the world. It's one of my favorite things about the school. Next slide. We offer 3 different types of degrees. Our Bachelor of Fine Arts and Bachelor of Arts programs are 3-year accelerated programs, and then we offer a 2-year Associate of Fine Arts. The disciplines that we offer are filmmaking, acting for film, musical theater, entertainment and media, producing for film and television, photography, screenwriting, animation, and then we also do broadcast journalism, There's an option for cinematography within the Bachelor of Arts program, and then we also do game design, which is not listed here. Next slide, yes. Let's talk a little bit about admissions requirements. Next slide. You can apply for our program online. There is a $75 application fee, but we do accept fee waivers. The most important thing for us is the audition for the performing arts programs or portfolio for the visual arts. We require 2 letters of recommendations, your narrative statement, your transcripts. And then if you're an international student, you do have to provide proof of English language proficiency. Next slide. Talk a little bit about scholarships. We offer 3 different types of partial scholarships internally. One based on your talent, which we would look at your audition or your creative portfolio submission. There is a diversity, equity, and inclusion grant. And then there's a needs-based tuition assistance grant as well. And with all 3 of those combined, you can cut tuition annually by 40%. Next slide. New York Film Academy will actually be in Seattle on March 23rd. We're going to be hosting scholarship auditions and portfolio reviews. So if you're going to apply to the school and you want to do a live audition, this would be a great time for us to do it in your city. We're also hosting a screenwriting masterclass with the department chair of the screenwriting program. And then we're doing a general information session. So you can scan the QR code or you can check out our website. You can go to the next slide. Or email our admissions office at admissions@NYFA.edu. And then one more thing I want to mention before I go is that we do also offer summer programs for high school students. We start them as early as ages 10 all the way through 17. They're taught by the same faculty that teach our college program. So it's a great way to kind of try it out. If you need to create creative portfolio material for colleges that you're applying to, the summer programs are a great way to do that as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we have Pacific Northwest College of Art.
Hello, my name is Jatea. My pronouns are she, her, he, him. I'm an admissions counselor at Pacific Northwest College of Art. We're a private nonprofit visual arts school in downtown Portland. We're a smaller community-based college with about 410 enrolled undergrads with a 9-to-1 student to faculty ratio. We also have about 35% students of color, and 100% of our accepted students will get scholarships. And listed there are our fall deadlines every year. They never change. Early application is November 15th, and priority deadline is February 1st. So your foundation year is your first year at PNCA. This is a list of all classes freshmen are required to take. We want everyone to have the baseline skill set so that way you can declare your major at the end of your first year. You'll choose from 10 majors and 10 minors. Next slide, please. This is a list of all of our majors and minors. We are an experimental multidisciplinary school, so you can take electives in any art interest that you may have. We also merged with Willamette University, so you do have access to their systems and you can study for 1 semester on their campus if you choose as well. Everyone usually asks us about our housing. So Art House is about a 10-minute walk from our campus. These are described as apartments for students. They're fully furnished, in-unit washer and dryer and bathroom for each unit. And then we do have a lot of clubs. This is one thing we're really known for on campus. They're all student run, and I am the staff advisor for the Students of Color Collective. So I make sure we do events both on campus as well as traveling throughout the Pacific Northwest. To set our students up for successful careers in the arts after graduation, we have the Office of Career Design. They help connect students with resources while they're on campus and build professional skills. We have many places for internships. Some are required depending on your major, and they also host a lot of workshops throughout the year. And then next we have our application requirements. So we are a completely free application. You can apply on our website or through the Common App. We do require a visual arts portfolio of 10 to 15 images or video clips, an artist statement, which is your essay, and then your most recent transcripts. We are also test optional, so if you don't want to send them, you don't have to. And then, like I said before, all students are automatically eligible for scholarships. We have the early application deadline, priority deadline. If you miss both of those, we still have rolling admission in which you can get a merit-based scholarship. And then February 1st every year is our equity scholarship, where it is geared towards students who have demonstrated a commitment to working with impacted communities to end racial injustice. That's $5,000 to full tuition coverage. And then we also offer need-based scholarships according to your FAFSA. So if you ever have questions, you can email us or email Rebecca Giordano. Her email is the second one. She is the admissions counselor that helps all students in the Washington state.
Thank you much. All right, hold on while we switch over. Simon Fraser, you are up. Thank you for attending.
Awesome. So my name's Andrea Barbera. I'm Director of Student Affairs for the Faculty of Communication, Art, and Technology, and I'm joined today by Clara, who is one of our dance students, and she's also pursuing a minor degree in Interactive Arts and Technology. So we'll go to the next slide. So Simon Fraser University has 3 campuses in the Vancouver, British Columbia area, and we have our faculty alone has schools at each of the campuses. So Vancouver is where we host our School for the Contemporary Arts, and then the Burnaby campus, and then Surrey. We are made up of 8 faculties, so FCAT for short. Is just one of them. We've got about 37,000 students enrolled just last year, and then we've got around just under 9,000 students or international students from 132 different countries. And we are ranked number 1 in terms of Canadian comprehensive universities according to Maclean's University rankings. So what we're here to talk about today is our wonderful School for the Contemporary Arts, which is SCA for short. And again, it's located on the Vancouver campus. We'll move to the next slide. And so this is just a little visualization of our faculty. We are kind of known as both the creative arts as well as the technology faculty at SFU. So you can see there the diagram of contemporary arts, which includes visual art, theater, music, film, dance, art and performance studies. And then we've got the School of Communication and Interactive Arts and Technology. So again, here's our visualization of our fine arts programs, and each of them have a different application process, either an audition, interview, or portfolio piece. And the admission to SFU has a general admission to the university, and then you have a supplemental application directly to the School for the Contemporary Arts. And we've got a short little video to show you here, made by our students. Great. And so again, just to review the application process, so applications open in the fall term of every year, so around the beginning of October, and then they close at the end of January typically, with supplemental applications, auditions, interview, portfolios going into February, March, April, and kind of a rolling admissions process in terms of admitting students to the program. We are looking to build very unique cohorts of students. We normally admit anywhere between 20 to 24 students in each of our majors or areas of study, what we call them. So Clara is a dance student, so she was admitted into a major, Bachelor of Fine Arts of Dance, and that's her primary major. And then she also has a minor that she added on after basically being admitted to SFU, which is that minor in interactive arts and technology. And so with the admissions, I'll put it into the chat as well, the link to both general admissions to SFU as well as the supplemental application, which is directly through the School for the Contemporary Arts. And the folks that lead the supplemental are actually your professors and instructors. An area program coordinator is what we call them, and that is usually who is heading up the admissions process on the supplemental application. I did want to note too that we have entrance scholarships for both domestic and international students. We find a lot of students coming up from Washington State sometimes have dual citizenship. So sometimes they're coming in as a domestic student, sometimes they're coming in as an international student. And Amy Rigger, who is on this slide here, she is our main new student advisor within Contemporary Arts. She's happy to meet with you virtually, in person, give tours of the beautiful campus in Vancouver. And so if you are interested in applying, I would highly encourage you that you reach out to Amy, and she will basically lead each student through the application process. We've got Clara here too, so I wanted to create some space to give her an opportunity to talk a little bit about her program and ways that she's become involved in the SFU community.
Hi. So as Andrea has wonderfully introduced me before, I am a third-year dance student with a minor in interactive arts and technology. I would say the program within the School of Contemporary Arts, no matter which major you enter into, be it film or theater or whatever, they're very small cohorts. It's like you'll be entering with the same 20 people, and you'll probably be working with them for the next 4 years of your undergraduate degree. So it's actually a really great opportunity to make projects and collaborate with your cohort. So I would say a lot of the work in the School of Contemporary Arts is really focused on collaboration. You get chances to work with your peers, outside of your major, and sometimes with your professors. There's lots of opportunities to really just get a really good one-on-one with your professors with like our small classroom sizes, which is really, really great. So you get that extra support. I would also say the SCA, we really encourage students to explore outside of their major. So it's actually really encouraged to go take courses. Like for me, I'm a dance major, but I've taken visual arts courses, music courses, theater production courses, and I've also taken courses where you collaborate with these other majors and we make great projects together in class, but also out of class for student shows and other opportunities. So there's just lots of great chances to make fun stuff with people, get to know new people, and put things together. That's all I have to say.
So we'd like to open it up if you have any questions at all that you'd like to ask any of the colleges. If not, we can field some questions as well. I know portfolios are part of all of your applications. Can you explain a little more about that and how a student submits a portfolio?
Mm-hmm. I can start. Portfolio is really a collection of work that you make. It's not this super fancy thing. It's not a job portfolio. It is just save everything you've been making. That's what we want you to do right now. And then we have some events both on our campuses, online, and the National Portfolio Days, where you can actually bring the work and show it to us, and we can give you some coaching and some feedback. Another way to help you get ready for that are summer intensives, where you can go and have studio class, for a week or 3 weeks or a month, and build skill, but also be making work that you might want to include in your portfolio, and a chance to really go a little deeper than you can go daily in the school day. I think sometimes the portfolio has this aura of being big and scary and like a barrier to going to school, and it's really about getting to know you as an artist and a creative person, and about making a fit. So you're not competing against other people as much as you're competing with yourself. And we want to help you put your best foot forward so that we can make a good match between student and program.
Any other school have anything else to add?
How's a portfolio viewed for somebody that's applying for film? Do they show up with equipment and start like?
Usually it is, and I think it's probably a little bit different for each program that has film, but usually students have made some films. Okay. And it may be, film is very collaborative. So they may have collaborated on a project, and what we want to know is, what part were you? Okay. Were you the writer? Were you the director? Were you the editor? Tell us what part you played in it. We even go so far for Cornish, if you're having limited film experiences, we actually put some prompts on our website, and we're like, make these projects. Oh. And the projects, they're designed to be able to complete in about a weekend. And so it's a way and there's samples of projects we might give to students in the first year of the program. And so we're looking at, we get a chance to see how students take direction and how they respond to the prompt and how deep they go into it. And so that's been kind of fun, to give all of them the same prompt. It's not required. So if you have your own film that you've made, that's great. But we're also interested. And then sometimes there are scripts, students are writing scripts. It might, for us, we're okay with like other forms of art making too. It might be photography, might be painting and drawing, and we're okay with that. Like, we want to see all of it. I'm sure my colleagues that do film have other answers.
Yeah. No, a lot of the same though. For us, we do have very specific guidelines. So as Sharon said, you do want to make sure that you're complying with the school's guidelines. But a short film, it could be something that's collaborated on in film and media classes that you're taking in high school. Like Sharon said, we just want to know the role that you played. And when we do in-person creative portfolio reviews, which do include film, you bring a sample of your film. You do have to submit it beforehand as well, but you bring that, and then you sit down with the department chair of the film program that's adjudicating or reviewing the portfolio, and they'll give you feedback. And there's a rubric that we're looking for. Story is most important for us, and it doesn't have to be anything that's super polished. We just want to be able to have the student demonstrate their potential. I get a lot of students that get hung up on technology. I don't have cameras and lights and this or that.
You can make it with your smartphone. Like, exactly. That's a lot of what we're seeing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
It's
just
okay.
What you have where you are is my best tip for that. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We want to see the creative process, right? And so we want to see the thought process. The curriculum, the first year curriculum, brings everybody up to a level playing field, right? So people are going to come in with various different experiences, skill sets. All these different things will lend itself to the collaboration of creating art in the classroom. And that's what we want to see. And that's what we want to build a cohort that's conducive around. So for us, film is the most popular program out of all of ours. We get the highest number of applications at contemporary arts for it at SFU. We start by having or looking at students who submit a questionnaire, and then from the questionnaire they move into an interview process with film faculty members to build out the rest of the cohort. And so That is basically how ours works. I've put in a link to how or what each of the programs require in terms of the supplemental application in the chat here, but it can very easily just be Googled SFU Contemporary Arts application.
And then for PNCA, because we have a foundation year and you don't declare your major till the end of that year, you can apply with anything. For students interested in filmmaking and video and sound, we want work from the past 2 years. So most of the time they have at least like one thing created. But a lot of my students will apply with paintings, drawings, and photography, and then decide later to do more video and sound work after they've started. So you don't actually have to apply to our school with filmmaking, even if that's your interest, just in case like students are like, I can't do this in this short amount of time if they haven't had anything from the past 2 years.
And actually, that just might be a really good question to ask schools when you're talking to them. Do you have a foundation year, or is it a direct entry into the major? Because that kind of sets up like that first year. If it's a foundation year, you're going to do everything. And so if you only like photography, we're going to like make third-dimensional things, and we're going to do drawing and painting, and we're going to just try a lot of stuff. And that can be fun. But then other students say, oh no, that's not what I meant. I don't want to explore. I just want to do the one thing I want to do. And there are programs that let you do that, but there are also programs that have this great broad foundation year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And in our last couple minutes, could the colleges speak to the academic strength of the transcript that you're looking for when students apply?
I can kick that off. So in all honesty, the supplemental is more important to us. As long as you're admissible to the university, it's really the audition, interview, portfolio that's holding a little bit more weight here. So for domestic and international students, we do require a minimum 70% grade in English or your kind of qualifying exam. But that's basically it. And then the rest is made up of your kind of grade 11 and 12 courses.
So for New York Film Academy, obviously the audition or the creative portfolio submission weighs very heavily for us, but since we are an art school, we understand that artists don't always thrive in traditional academic settings. We look at each individual applicant holistically. However, if students are excelling, they're in honors and AP classes, they can earn merit-based scholarship for that. So we will reward students for excelling, but for us, we kind of just look at each student individually.
And then for PNCA, your visual portfolio does have a bit more weight than your GPA. We will accept as low as a 2.3 GPA, and if it's any lower, we'll just ask for a letter of kind of like explanation and how you plan to succeed in college. And we've accepted students with GPAs lower than a 2.3, but our merit-based scholarships are based on your full application. So that GPA as well as the portfolio and the artist statement.
And I might just wrap it up by saying the creatives in the room are in a very competitive school district, and a school district that puts a lot of emphasis on AP and IB and college prep. And we want you to challenge yourselves, but we would rather have you take course levels that work for you versus a course that is not being taught the way you want to learn, something that's more project-based. We're looking that you challenged yourself, but it doesn't have to be all AP classes or an IB diploma. We're looking for you doing your best work and challenging yourself to the best of your ability.
And I know we just have a very brief amount of time, but could anyone speak to that?
This concludes session B. Session C will begin at 8 o'clock. For your convenience, the session recordings and materials will be available on the college conference page of the Bellevue School District website next week.
I was
Okay.
hoping to ask how they support students in employment after they graduate from the university and college,
I'm okay staying and answering that question.
or if you have any other questions.
Or yeah, if there's other questions from the people that are here.
Yeah, I'm interested in what the support is after they finish.
Yeah, I think each of us probably do it in a slightly different way, but I think common themes that you will find, all the faculty that work at our schools are working artists as well as being faculty. So you're really just 1 degree of separation away from the professional community. The city that you're in is a really great adjunct classroom. Visiting artists come in, and then our students really work very carefully with their faculty for that post-graduation, those first kinds of jobs. There's also a really good website called the Strategic National Arts Alumni Project. It's SNAP, SNAAP arts.org. And that is a research project that gives you lots of basis of how successful you can be by studying the arts at the undergraduate level. And I can put that up before we leave if you want. And then there's all the stuff, you know, like job fairs, how to write a resume. Thank you.
Go ahead, Andrea.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, yeah, so we offer internships, which we call our professional practice program. So that is students who want to work with a practicing artist in a mentorship kind of capacity or collaboration capacity. And they are actually taking those placements in lieu of academic courses. And so we are building in that kind of professional experience and networking into the curriculum in which you're learning and earning program requirements. And so that is one way that we've tackled it. We also offer a whole slew of kind of professional practice workshops being held by community artists as well as alumni who want to come back and give back to the community that they are so passionate about. And so there's lots of mentorship opportunities there. Claire, was there anything that you wanted to add?
Hopping in to say I'm actually doing an internship right now. So it does work. I started off as an unpaid intern and now I'm getting paid for some work. So, and I've known other interns who have started off as unpaid and eventually actually got a full-time position in this organization, which is super cool. And also adding that a lot of our faculty are also full-time professional artists. And oftentimes there's actually there's repertory courses or project courseworks where a professional working artist, either from faculty or invited from the community, will be making a project with the students. So that's also a good chance for students to network and be a part of the professional community.
I would just add, you could study any of these art forms at a big university, but when you choose these smaller cohorts of schools where it's really concentrated, everybody's a creative, everybody's a professional artist, everybody's going to be doing something like that when they graduate. So it's a really concentrated effort throughout the entire school and program to launch you into that artistic world versus being an art major at a university where it might not be the university's biggest priority. At schools like these, it is our biggest priority, is to get you ready for that real world experience.
Thank you all so much for attending. Really appreciate it. And
thank you.
It will be up on our website if you need to refer to any of the links.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Miss seeing you in person. Am I off or am I still on? Good night.
Thank you all. Sorry for all my tech issues at the beginning. I really apologize, but so appreciate you giving this time to our district and our students and parents. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for hosting us. Have a wonderful
Thank
evening.
you.